Mic check 1 2. It's the Y2K Collector, and it's time to put a pause on the pickups. April was marked by a number of different promotions and sales. Of course, I had another major trade this month. Didn't get to do really any garage sale or yard sale hunting, and did a very small, a very minor amount of basically like thrift store hunting and things like that. But overall, the month was pretty productive in terms of adding unique pieces to the collection. It was a very PlayStation 1 heavy month for me. And it was also, just a heavy Gen 5 month for me, honestly. And also a heavy Gen 4 month. I picked up a lot of Super Nintendo games, more Super Nintendo games than I realized. It wasn't until I started going through everything that I picked up for the month of April that I realized actually how many Super Nintendo games I picked up. And it was around 7 or 8 Super Nintendo games, which is pretty significant for me. Now, the thing is, yet the month is not over, right? So we still have a few more days in the month. And to be quite honest with you, I have a lot, like a good amount of games that are on their way from games that were ordered online. In fact, I think I have a couple that should be coming today, but I did take advantage of some promotional deals through, the online website. So once all of those games roll in, which those will probably roll in between the end of April and the beginning of May, once I get all of those in, then I have a total amount of, what came in for the month of April. But I got to be honest with what I've been able to pick up so far. I feel like it was a pretty solid month. Grabbing Tales of Destiny 2, which obviously is probably the heaviest hitter that I picked up for the entire month, along with Shining Wisdom, which was a game that I traded for as well. These were probably two of my heaviest hitting games for the month of April. And, there were a lot of things that I picked up that made for great trade chips and great trade pieces. So I'll be using those trade pieces a lot in May. So I've really positioned myself for a lot of trades in May. So that's what you can probably expect to see happening in May as I kind of sift and sort through the games that are going to be staying in the collection versus the pieces that are really going to be used as trade chips. And I've already started using some of those trade chips, so I'm pretty sure that they'll continue to pay off during May. Also, the first half of May for me is going to really be about case swapping. I really, I really need to do some case swaps during May. I'm really torn as to whether or not I want to keep this Tales of Destiny 2 in this format. I think there's something super nostalgic about all the stickers and everything like that. But then there's the other part of me that just really wants to have just a very clean copy of the game with no stickers or anything like that. So we'll see how that works out. Also, missing the manual on Parasite Eve, so we'll see if we can get our hands on that as well. Facebook Marketplace is really going to be probably a good friend to me in terms of it's going to be a really good place for me in terms of negotiating trade deals. But in terms of just raw cash pickups, it's pretty much a wrap for that. As a matter of fact, it's probably going to be a lot of sales happening this month with me flushing out some of the games that I've been wanting to get rid of. Someone asked me a question on the channel the other day, what happened with my PlayStation 5 pickups? I'm probably going to do a separate video just recapping April in its totality. And that'll probably be the video where I focus on all of the Switch and PlayStation 5 games and even PlayStation 4 games that I picked up in the month of April. So we'll spend more time talking about that there in that recap video. But as far as it goes for right now, with it just being about 3 days left in the month, we're pretty much pausing on pickups. I don't think I'm going to be setting foot in a GameStop for a while. And a while for me is probably like a week. I'll probably spend this week just dodging GameStop, not really kind of, going there, and just really more so focusing on cleaning games, sorting through games, case swapping, trading things away, doing bundle deals online, and just seeing who I can negotiate different trade deals with. I do have my sights set on a Neo Geo shoot 'em up game that I'm thinking about putting together a trade offer for. I know someone who has a solid Neo Geo shooter, complete in box at that, that I may be able to trade for. So we'll see if I'm able to negotiate something like that during the month of May. And then on top of that, we also have a lot of Switch games coming out. I feel like in the month of May, a lot of releases, really not just only in May, but like also, you know, throughout the year. I want to say it's really going to be an action-packed few months for the Switch 1 between now and September. Of course, September is going to be marked by the amazing 2D sprite-based Terminator 2D game. It's going to be super dope when that comes out. I've actually seen pre-orders for it hit the market. I think the special edition is going for $120. I think I saw that on GameStop. It's probably on Best Buy's website as well. But Terminator 2, the 2D side-scrolling game, is going to be amazing. We also have the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 2D sprite-based game coming out. I think that's either this month or in May, so that's coming out real soon. And then obviously we've got Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which is going to be coming out, the new Shinobi game, that 2D game that's going to be coming out. So there's a lot of indie, like modern retro style games that are going to be coming out for the Switch. And honestly, a lot of these games are kind of getting, like, they're more attractive to me, right? They're turning my attention back towards the Switch, and making me want to go back to picking up Switch 1 games. I don't know when they're going to stop making games for the original Switch. Right now, it doesn't really seem like they're going to be slowing down anytime soon, just because a lot of the rollouts that we're seeing for the Switch 2 are pretty much remakes, remasters, and upgrades of existing Switch games. I think we've got about 2 solid, like, you know, Switch 2 games that are going to be dropping like early on with the console, including obviously Super Mario Kart World. And then we've got the Donkey Kong Bonanza game coming out. But then, they've also announced a number of other games that are going to be on the way. The new Zelda game, which is going to be making its appearance, along with a host of other games. So I'm sure that as time passes, we'll start to see those Switch 2 titles roll in. But for me right now, it's about, like I said, pausing on the pickups just for the types of games that I've been picking up. It's just pausing on those, doing some sorting, doing some sifting, and just kind of reorganizing the collection and reshuffling the deck, so to speak. So I've already kind of gone through and removed a good chunk of PlayStation 4 games out of the collection, to be honest with you. I've probably taken every AAA PlayStation 4 game out of my collection with keeping a select few in there, like the Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West games. Those are staying in the collection. Ghost of Tsushima, that's staying in the collection. But outside of that, a lot of like the big name AAA like common titles have come out of my PlayStation 4 collection. And it's really just been about me keeping, some of the more indie titles like Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time, Rez, Gravity Rush 2, Blade Assault, just different games like that. So that's really kind of what the focus is. I'm really just curating my collection to indie titles, beat 'em ups, run and gun shooters, shoot 'em ups for consoles like the Switch, the PlayStation 4, and the PlayStation 5. And then outside of that, it's really just retro that I'm going for. So more to come on that. But yeah, pausing on the pickups for sure. Hopefully the end of the month, and the month ends with a bang with what comes in the mail. And then we can look forward to a strong May. Let me know what your collecting plans and goals are for the month of May. Are there any games that you're looking out for that month? Let me know what's going to be happening on your end, and I'll catch you in the next video. It's the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.